Well. Welcome to the show, everyone, on this finally Friday. And it is wild out there today. That wind is biting. It's chilly out there. 34, I think 34 degrees. Last time I looked, I was up at 5 o'clock and it was like 36 degrees out or something. It's dropped a little bit with that wind picking up. And it's chilly out there. 76% humidity at 5 o'clock this morning and 29.09. Or was it 4:30? I don't know. I was up early, 4:30 or 5. That's my time. And looks like we're in for some snow today. Not a lot here, but in certain areas they're going to get hammered. I'm glad we're not getting it here. And we should be okay. We should be okay here. I shouldn't have to shovel too much. I don't like shoveling as much as I used to when I was a much younger lad. Anyway, my name is Paul K. Lemire. Top of the morning to you. Have a nice chaser of vodka there, and it's your city, your voice. 4680Q Radio in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Right across from the Windy Meteor Crater, which is starting to look like maybe the city dump or something like that, with all the junk flying around, and they put up these black curtains around it, and they're all blowing off. They're just tearing right off of it. Once the wind really picks up, some of the fence is falling in. I mean, it's crazy. It's not a good start to construction. So before we get into the show, I want to talk about my sponsors: Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Now we look at this weather, and yeah, it's getting chilly out there. And these are the days that your car is going to break down. Everything's under stress in the cold. Your battery, your antifreeze in your car, your heating system, your defrosters, your everything's under stress. This is when you want it to work. And 9 times out of 10, this is when it fails. That's why you have to get your car into Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Get Ken Hunter to give your car the once over and make sure it's ready for what's coming. And what's coming, we know it's winter. It's winter. We're not going to get any more nice weather, really nice weather, until March. Get your car checked out. Take it in there. You do not want to break down in this crappy weather. You want to get it all checked out if you can. And it's very simple. WildBillsAuto.ca. You go to the website, you can make your appointment, see the services they provide, and that's it. They're on Oakwood Drive next to the Kia dealership. Very, very easy to find. Get down there today. Ask Ken to check over your car. Make sure you're winter ready, and you'll be glad you did. And while you're at WildBillsAuto.ca, you may as well jump over to my YouTube page, Paul Lemire 4793, and subscribe to the channel. Why not? It's free. It's free. We're almost at 200. We need a few more to get to 200. You can check out what's going on. You can see what's going on in the city. We talk about city council all the time. We talk about things from around the world. Give you my opinions on stuff. And of course, my opinions are just mine. They don't reflect the station or anybody else. It's just the way I think. And also get updates on city council, what they're doing, how they're handling your money, all the important stuff that you should know. We have an election coming up in 2026, one short year from now. We want to make sure we put the right people in those seats at City Hall that are going to take care of our money. And if you watch the meeting on Tuesday, you saw they're not taking care of our money. $78 million, $25,000 of savings. That's all they found. That's it. That's all they did for us. Unbelievable, but that's what happened. Okay, but I digress because I'm really not going to talk too much about city council today. Like I said, yeah, I said it all yesterday. I took them all to task, and away you go. Alrighty, I don't know how long of a show this is going to be. It's been a long week. I'm telling you, between city council and the capital budget and absolutely, and everything going on in the world right now, it's like a real crazy place we live in. And it's not getting any better. And yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild out there. Let me put it that way. Okie dokie, let's get on. Black Friday today. And if you know about Black Friday, you know that people get out there and they brave the crowds. Everybody's running to their local Walmart to get a deal on that big screen TV. Everybody wants to grab it, and people are fighting, and people get stabbed and shot and everything. It's wacky. Not so much in Canada. In the United States, it gets pretty stupid. But of course, they put like one 75-inch big screen TV on for $150, and everybody lines up at night and waits for it, and then then they go in and probably pay regular price for most of the stuff they think it's on sale. But I mean, you don't have to wait for that. Everything's on sale all the time now. They had pre Black Friday sales yesterday, and they're always doing it. In Canada, we have Black Friday. We've adopted it. Usually, our Black Friday was Boxing Day, but now they've adopted that, and everybody's got Black Friday sales from the brick to every clothing store anywhere you go. Why people go gagoots on Friday? Black Friday? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, today I can see the old days because it meant something. Everything was regular price. Black Friday, everything was on. Today, it's kind of all year they push sales because they have to sell stuff. They have to sell stuff. Black Friday meant the start of the Christmas season and years gone by, and that was when most retail went into the black. From now until Christmas, they probably sold 70 or 80% of what they sold for the whole year. And this is what really made them profit this time of year. So it was a big deal. But now they just roll through the year. Black Friday is just another Cinco de Mayo or one of those crazy days that don't mean a heck of a lot now, but they did at one time, I guess. But it is the start of Christmas shopping, the official start of the Christmas shopping season. You've got lots of stuff going on, football games and everything else because it's a holiday in the States. And yesterday was Thanksgiving, and then they usually mix in Black Friday with it. And we have all kinds of stuff going on. Even Montreal Canadiens playing this afternoon at 4 o'clock, which I'm going to watch, of course. And then Black Friday leads way to the weekend. Next week is December. Holy crap. We got there fast. Next week is December already. And then once we hit December 1st on Monday, then we have, 24 days to Christmas. Are you ready? I'm not ready. Yeah, Christmas is only 3 weeks away. Can you imagine that? Just crazy. Crazy how time flies. You roll through the day by day by day, and you hit finally Friday, and then you're at December, Christmas, New Year's, and we're into 2026. Believe it or not, insane, just crazy. So, if you look hard enough in the news, you will see there is some good news out there in a sea of daily bad news. How nice is that? So let's see. We have the Haj Ahmad family foundation stepped up and donating $2 million to the fundraising arm supporting the new Niagara Falls Hospital. How nice is that? And of course, some goes to the Niagara Health Knowledge Institute. They want Dr. Youssef Haj Ahmad says supporting this project is about more than bricks and mortar. It's about ensuring that when people in our community are at their most vulnerable, they receive compassionate, high quality care close to home. Well, that was very, very nice of that family, the Haj Ahmad family, to donate $2 million. We're seeing a lot of people in the community who have funds to be able to deliver that, stepping up and doing it. We've had 4 or 5 big donations already to the hospital, which is just fantastic. I mean, this can't help happen without the community. and taxpayer dollars have kicked in. The community kicks in, the big players, and it all works out. And we have a phenomenal hospital worth about $3 billion with the latest technology and equipment. That's how it all happens. And the Haj Ahmad Family Foundation has to be thanked for what they've done. Now, they've been a long supporter of initiatives that foster education, health, and community development across Niagara, including the creation of the new engineering department at Brock University and the indoor track at Canada's Summer Games Park, as well as Niagara College and Big Brothers Sisters Niagara. Now, in recognition of the gift, Niagara Health will name the angiography area of diagnostic imaging in the hospital laboratory, as well as the Murata Family Hospital Laboratory, in honor of the Haj Ahmad Family Foundation. Well deserved. And you want good news, you want some good news and feel good stories. Well, there you go. There you go. We need it, and it couldn't come at a better time for everything, because the Niagara Health System is facing a huge budget deficit, and it's trying to rein in spending by eliminating 98 staff positions immediately. Changes announced Thursday are expected to trim more than $9 million from the hospital system's annual spending, ending up its fiscal year last March $26 million in the red. And another deficit is expected for 2025. That's amazing. $26 million. And that's not their first deficit. They've been having deficits for the last few years. They're hoping that the 87% of the people affected by the cuts can be shifted into other roles in the hospital, and they hope that they choose to stay and not leave. No nurses will be terminated, although a small team of nurses will be affected, and all of them should be able to find other positions at the hospital. All but 10 of them will be affected. Oh, sorry. They'll all should be redeployed, and all but 10 of the positions affected by the layoff will be unionized positions. So that's not good. That our hospital system, Niagara Hospital System, is bleeding red ink like that. And a lot of times you look at upper management and that you got to say they're laying off the frontline workers, but maybe upper management needs to be trimmed as well. Niagara Health will be recruiting in areas of high demand, such as MRI technologists and physiotherapists, despite the cuts. Now, the deficit reported at the end of March is more than triple the $9.5 million deficit in 2023-24, and that was up $5.7 million from $5.7 million for the 2022-23 fiscal year. It's amazing. We're seeing these huge losses as the province and the city, the Niagara Health System, builds a $3 billion hospital. Like, we don't have enough to carry the health system, but we're building this huge hospital, and it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more to keep the health system up. Of course, the Cheeto Bandito had to chime in. Oh, yeah, MPP Wayne Gates had to chime in, saying it's the Conservatives' fault. Doug Ford is to blame for everything. MPP Birch says the health minister is blaming local hospitals and their boards for hospital deficits. Birch on NDP too, probably. I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. Everybody's blaming everybody, but the bottom line is, if the truth be told, letting 10 million people into the country and giving them free health care is probably most likely the real villain. That's usually what the real villain is. That's usually it. The system's on overload. That's the bottom line. Now the open border policies are coming home to roost as hospitals are struggling due to increased demand for healthcare services with growing number of patients and more complex care needs. I mean, let's call a spade here. Tell the truth about healthcare. This problem that we have right now is created. It's not organic. It didn't just happen. It's created. And you can blame 11 years of liberal governments and open border policies for it, and I don't care who they blame. That's what causes the big problems here. With the NDP supporting them, so you have to tell the NDP to shut the hell up and quit blaming it on the conservatives. The NDP backed the liberals through all this open border policy, letting all the refugees in and everything. So they're to blame. Yeah, they point the finger at everybody else, but that's baloney. And that's probably where the biggest part of the healthcare system stresses are coming from. The cost to deal with, well, in this area, tens of thousands of people who weren't on the healthcare rolls before, and now they're on there, but they're not paying. It's free for them anyway, not for taxpayers. And the Niagara Health System has to deal with these overloads, and they don't have the money or the staff. So what do they have to do? They got to tighten their belts. What are they going to do? Thanks to Alan Benner from the Standard for the story in the review. Okay, let's move on. Now, I said I'm not going to talk a lot about City Council, but City Council really does make me laugh. I mean, that meeting on Tuesday was useless, like I said before. It was a waste of time. I don't even know why we have a City Council, to be honest with you. To do what? What do they actually do? Think about it. What do they actually do? Staff does everything, and they okay everything. What do they actually do? The budget comes down where they have a chance to remedy a few of the wasteful spending situations we see all the time. They didn't remedy anything. Capital budget passed, and that's that. As they spend $17 million on the white elephant called the Exchange, as they spend 17 more million on the Innocent Teach walking trail, which we don't need, another $25,000 on concrete ping pong tables, and 40,000 on pollinating minnows, and 80,000 on misting stations and water bottle filling stations. They all of a sudden become chimichangas when it comes to the new Chippewa Arena complex. Yeah, they really don't have a clue on what to do with that. And turned down a $4 million investment for designing a new sorely needed facility to house an NHL sized rink, a library, and other amenities for the city in Chippewa. So, yeah, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They couldn't figure it all out. So, the spendthrifts that blow our taxpayer dollars like crazy and nonsense all of a sudden become Scrooge McDucks when it comes to Chippewa, the new Chippewa complex. I mean, we're going to receive $10 million from the province to help fund the complex, but only if they build something that is brand new. A retrofit of the existing facility may not qualify for the $10 million. Not all of it, anyway. Now, don't get excited and lose your load, taxpayers. Don't get excited. There's no savings, no matter what happens. There's no savings for us because all they're saying is to take the $4 million and put it away in some reserve fund, and you think they just say, "Oh, okay, well, we don't have to spend $4 million because we don't know what to do with it yet, so we'll take it out of the budget." No, they're just going to put it to the side so we don't save a dime on anything. And the purveyors of caution, Mike Strange and Vince Carriot, two of our counselors, they're just going to direct it to reserve to be spent at a later date when they figure out exactly what they want to build. Now, Catherine Moldenhauer, the city's general manager of recreation, culture, and facilities, says that they have to move fast in order to secure the $10 million from the province. She maintains the south end of the city is growing, and it's growing fast. They're building this facility not for today, but for the future needs of the people in the south end. So it'll work for today when they get it built, and then it'll work down the road because it's going to be there for 50 years probably, like the other one that they're getting rid of. And she maintains Niagara Falls is going to need more gymnasiums, and indoor turf and other sporting facilities, which can all be bundled into this new complex while they're building it. And of course, the library will be there as well. What they're trying to do, she said, is replicate the McBain Center, a community hub, and they're trying to replicate that in Chippewa for the south end of the city, which is growing fast. And the problem is there's a time limit on this 10 million. Time is ticking, and they have to make a decision on it sooner rather than later. Well, to me, just make a decision. Just make a decision, one way or the other. Come on, let's get this going. We know something has to be done. That old building is decrepit and just not worth retrofitting anymore. They have to decide on something and get it going. So let's do that. And I think Catherine Moldenauer, I think she's right. This is going to be needed. The extra facilities that are going to be built with it, the amenities are going to be needed. And now that they're building it, we might as well do it and do it once and do it right. Now, the question is, do we spend 70 or 80 million or 20 or 30 million? And I think most counselors agreed that somewhere in the middle, 30, 40 million, something like that, would probably do the trick and give them what they need. And I think that's what they got to do. They just got to make a vote on this and do it and get it over with, because we want that 10 million for sure. And it's going to cost us another maybe 20 million, but it's a legacy project that's going to work for a lot of people in the city, a lot more than the NSNT Trail at 17 million and the Exchange at 17 million. Especially in the end of the city where we're growing the most. So, yeah, come on, let's go. December 9th, make a decision on this. Tell them what you want to do. Throw that $4 million into designing it. Let's get it over with. Quit fooling around. And I know they can't decide. And all of a sudden, they're against spending money. I've never seen this. They spend money on anything. Thanks to Ray Spiteri for the article in the review. And while we're on city councils, remember Pelham and their $26 million worth of road repair work approved? And that was without casino money, remember? Well, yeah, they're going to go and they're going to build these roads. They passed their budget. While Niagara Falls is celebrating a measly $7.5 million towards the roads this year, the biggest they've ever spent on roads. These guys in Pelham got it going on. They've set their property tax increase at 3.69%, $100 on the average tax bill in Pelham. Pretty darn good considering what they're spending on roads. And of the 26 million, they figure taxpayers are only going to have to cough up 900,000 of that. Can you imagine? How did they do that? That's what they figured. That's what they figured in the budget. So there you go. We got to figure out their secret. I mean, at the same time, 7.5 million Niagara Falls is looking at 6% of an increase. I mean, where's our money going? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Pelham's got it going on. Welland's got it going on. Everybody's got it going on except Niagara Falls. Did you ever notice that? Why is that? Okay, I want to get to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Friday night is pizza night. Come on, let's face it. This is a great night when you get home from work. You're relaxing. You say, what am I going to do? I'm going to order a pizza. I don't feel like cooking nothing. I'm going to have a nice pizza. Where are you going to get a pizza from? Well, you're going to get a pizza from somebody who knows how to make one, number one. And they're consistent with their build. And that's the most important part of pizza, being consistent with the build of the pizza. The build of the pizza is using a great crust and using tasty sauce and using a beautiful blend of brick and mozzarella cheese put on that crust with the sauce in the right ratios. And that's what Pete's Pizza does. They use the Mancini family recipe for their sauce and crust. Been around for 40 years. Can't beat it. You cannot beat it. Actually, it's been around for 41 years now. Can't beat it. They put it all together, cook it up with fresh toppings. How can you go wrong? You like some wings with that? They have fantastic wings. Want a panzerotti instead of a pizza? They got that too. Maybe you don't want a pizza tonight. How about a nice steak sub with steak and cheese poutine on the side? They've got it all. Chicken parm sandwich. with some nice fries. Got it all. They have it all. They have all kinds of specials. Opened a new location for you, Thorold Stone and Kaler, in the northwest part of the city, so people out there can enjoy their great pizza. And the owner Mike told me it's going well out there. People are responding well to their pizza. So there you go. That says it all. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue or Kaler and Thorold Stone, 905-374-2222 to place your order. Or you can go online to petespizzavictoria.ca, and they use Dine and Dash and all the other services to deliver pizzas. Call them up. Get your pizza today. You know you want one. Great start to the weekend. A beautiful pizza pie from Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you, and please support our sponsors. They support the show. They're just great, great people. And by the way, if you have any kind of a message you want to send me, I have this little thing right here. See this? Yeah. 289-994-7560. That's how easy it is to send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking. As they come in, I read them. Beautiful. It's beautiful. 289-994-7560. Okay, so here we are. It's officially the Christmas shopping season for us. As we rush to December 24th, the last day you can do any shopping. But you know who else is out in full force this time of year? Scam artists. That's right. There's people out there looking to steal your hard-earned money from you. And they have some great ways of doing it. So you got to keep your guard up. You got to be aware and know what you're doing. Here's one, the missing delivery scam. They say they tried to deliver a parcel and they need confirmation from you to deliver it again. They ask you to confirm by clicking a link, which delivers you to a compromised site and infects your system with malicious software, accesses your credentials and bank account information. So if you get one of these links from something you don't recognize, no matter what you've ordered, do not click on the link, even though they may look official. What I do is basically check the email of the sender, because if it's from the company, like for example, if you get a message from Cogeco about your internet or something, it'll be from Cogeco.ca. It won't be from joeblow@gmail.com. No, they don't do that. If you see that right away, it's a scam. So just make sure, just check out anything, and don't click on any links, especially at this time of year, but you should never do it anyway, unless you're absolutely sure of who you know who it's from and what it's about. Second one, fake retailers with offers too good to be true. So you see them on Facebook all the time. You're going to get a Rolex, a brand new Rolex out of the box for $100. Well, too good to be true. They're fake shopping sites. And most of the time, they don't even have what they're advertising. All they want you to do is go in there and send them money, click a link, they get into your account, they get into your bank accounts, they have your credit card numbers. So when you see stuff like that, don't do it. Don't do it. Go to the website. If they say they're from a certain place, look up the website. See if there's an actual website. Look at reviews. Look at the comments if you see it on Facebook, because people will tell you in there it's a scam. Just use common sense and be careful. Fake charities, non-existent charities that scam you at a time when you feel the most inclined to give. Christmas, you want to give. They impersonate legitimate institutions with fake websites that take your money and your banking credit card information, and they use it at will. So watch for charities, find their website, and go there if you're going to donate, or go right to if they have a presence in your city, an office or something, go right to that to be able to do it. Holiday romance scams. Now, you wouldn't think this would be a big thing, but it is. That's right. They scam people looking for companionship at this time of year. There's a lot of lonely people, and these scam artists use images stolen off the internet, fake identities. They reach out, get your trust, then they get your money. So be very, very careful, especially with the internet. There's so much AI now. You never know who you're dealing with, who you're talking to. It's very. I mean, I make a point of don't not putting anything really about anybody. I wish my buddies happy birthday and that, but I don't put pictures of all kinds of stuff that I do or anything. Mostly it's for my show. Sometimes maybe I'll do something interesting or I have something to say about something. But other than that, I would never put anybody else's pictures on there without their information, unless it's their birthday and they're with me or something, or at an event, something like that. But yeah, don't put pictures of your kids on there. Please don't, because that's the most dangerous thing. There's all kinds of weirdos on there lurking around, and they see these pictures. Very easy to track down where you live. They can get through it all, and all of a sudden your child is missing. Do not put children's picture on the internet, and especially any of them in summer clothing. Let's put it that way. Bank impersonation scams. Callers email or call directly and impersonate your bank or government official to inform you of a hacker has been compromised your personal information, and they need to get into your computer to straighten it all out. You know what that means? They're taking over your computer. They're getting into all your systems. So many people fall for this. They send a bill out that says they owe somebody money, and they say, "Well," they call the number because they're worried, especially old people. Then the scam artists say, "Well, we can fix this up right now. Just let me get into your computer and I'll straighten it right out now. We'll give you a rebate or whatever." But they're getting in there to steal information. Do not let them have access to your computer, no matter what you do. The best way is say no to everything. No. And one of the things that a lot of people do is ask for a second opinion. Don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion. Talk to your friend, talk to a coworker, talk to your family. They'll help to guide you if you're not sure. Two heads are better than one. Make sure you don't get scammed. And it's nothing wrong with asking somebody, "I got this email. I'm not sure if it's real or not." People know. There's people out there that know. Let them help you. And if you do see weird entries on your credit card statements, check them this time of year. Check them 2 or 3 times a week. Make sure there's not illegal charges to your card. If you do see them, dispute them immediately. Don't fool around with them. Dispute them immediately. Be safe. I mean, Christmas is here. We know there's all kinds of people trying to scam everybody for money. Make sure you're dealing with the real deal. Authenticate everything and don't fall for stuff. Me, I don't even bother. I just, well, if I have time, I just put these scam callers through. I mean, I give it to them. But at the end of the day, just don't bother with them. Don't answer. If you see a number you don't recognize, just don't answer. Okay, over to our buddy Chili Con Carnage, our master of disaster. He's continuing to gaslight everyone about the condition of Canada, the state of Canada, how good we're doing. We're making all these deals all around the world. Everything's going so good, but that's gaslighting because the truth is right before your eyes. Canada is doomed. They're going down. The TD Bank released a shocking report that says Toronto is crashing and Canada is facing a certain economic depression, not recession, depression. And you can see it coming. Toronto's real estate market is crashing and unemployment numbers are reaching some of the highest ever. Canada's largest city accounts for 20% of the nation's GDP, and Ontario contributes 40% of federal government revenues, and Toronto supplies the biggest percentage of that. The city that employs 1/5 of all Canada's workforce has now one of the highest unemployment rates in the country, sitting at 9%. 9% unemployment as of September this year, the highest level since the scamdemic. Elbows up, everyone. The job market for young people aged 15 to 24 is dismal, in that 1 in 5 in that age category are unemployed. I mean, that's a lot. And it's either by lack of work, there's just no work around, and we know why there's no work around. Other people are taking it, or they just don't want to work. And a lot of these kids don't want to work. But either way, 1 in 5 is of that age is unemployed, either by choice or they just can't find a job. I mean, this everything for free is the new standard these kids want. Socialist programs doesn't work. And of course, open borders rears its ugly head again as explosive population growth seems to be what drove that unemployment up. The labor force has grown by 4.5%, far outpacing the jobs available. More competition for the jobs. And with DEI hiring, I mean, yeah, it's harder to find a job for people. Toronto area home prices have dropped for the ninth straight month, the worst downturn since the 90s. Home prices have dropped 21% since the peak in 2022, with detached houses dropping 25%. And a lot of homeowners right now are in precarious situations as their 5-year mortgages that they took out at the height of the housing market when bidding was up like crazy, they're underwater right now. And they're looking for a way out. People looking for a house right now have negotiating power. As people who are looking to get out, they can't. And they're letting their properties go for a lot cheaper than they normally would have. I know in our neighborhood, for example, I mean houses right now are probably going for 600,000, the 600,000, 556, 650, depending on what your house is like. And I saw one sell in the height of the real estate market at for 920,000. Yeah, it's come down a lot, 50%. So yeah, it's terrible. And anybody who's sitting on these houses and have to renew their mortgage or anything, well, guess what? Their values come down on their property. They get a mortgage for 900,000. They paid 5 years off, which is basically nothing. Now their property's worth 600. Well, the bank's only going to give them what their property's worth on the market. They've got to make up a $200,000 or $300,000 gap. Yeah, it gets tough. Listings are up 2.7% as people run for the hills, not being able to renew mortgages because they're upside down. Make matters worse, the average income is sitting at $84,000 in Toronto, and average prices are still at over $1 million for houses. Even though it's dropped, they're still over $1 million. And that market is just unaffordable for most people, so they have to turn to condos and that kind of thing. But the condo market is dead as well because they're unaffordable. And when you throw in condo fees, they're really unaffordable. It's a never ending battle. Not a lot of good news for Canada in the markets and the economy. This is a crash, not a downturn, and it affects everybody. So Chili Con Carnage telling us how great things are. Well, he's basically gaslighting you, to be honest. Just going to have to sit and wait out 2025 now and see what happens in 2026. But I think I read there's another 17 cents a liter going on to gas. They have some new carbon tax that's coming out again. And if that's true, I mean, that isn't good. Yeah, things aren't going to be any better. Oh, the United States is doing a lot better. You can put it that way. Getting it straightened out down there. But speaking of down south, this goofball, Democratic representative from Texas, Al Green, said he's going to file articles of impeachment against the president before the end of the year. Oh, do these guys, they never stop. They never stop. They're either shooting at him or impeaching him or trying to indict him, shooting his friends. I mean, it's crazy. Yep, he wants to put impeachment charges in before Congress breaks for Christmas. I mean, haven't these left wing radical lunatics learned already from two impeachments that never nothing ever came of them. He offered no details on specific charges because there isn't any legit charges. That's why. Oh, I mean, so many arguments like Trump telling the military to stand down. This Mark Kelly and his seditionist six to stand down. Don't let Trump issue illegal orders to you. And they say, well, what illegal orders did he give the military? And nobody can tell you what they are. They just say there's illegal orders. Don't listen to him if he gives you illegal orders. Well, he hasn't handed down one illegal order. So I don't know what these guys are talking about, but they're wacky. He framed the move as a test of the Democratic commitment to opposing the administration and plans a peaceful protest at the Lincoln Memorial. I mean, seriously, these guys, liberalism is a mental illness. Let's face it. This guy, along with Crockett, AOC, Sanders, and the rest of their ilk, they prove it to you every day. They're whacked. So now he's going to. Yeah, well, that's not going to go through. There's not going to be any impeachment before the end of the year or ever. It's not going to happen, so don't worry about it. As Al Green works his impeachment angle down south, Ilhan Omar is running scared as Trump declares the Somalian gang terrorists and orders the takeover of Minnesota to remove the gangs and illegals, including Omar. Now, she's the representative that married her brother to get into the country, lied on her immigration forms, and has somehow become a multi-millionaire since she came from Somalia. And right now, there's a huge welfare scam going on in Minnesota where she is a congressperson. And the Somalian gangs are the ones that have been running this illegal scam on welfare, and they've stole billions of dollars, bogus welfare payments. And you know what they do with the money they steal? Send it back to Somalia. And who gets it? Al Shabaab, the terrorist group. Yep. 40% of Somalian households in Minnesota are receiving the fraudulent welfare money, totaling over $1.7 billion so far. And most of the money's going back to Somalia and Al Shabaab. And there's like 75,000 members that were allowed in America, like lots. There's a lot of people in the scam. It's been found out. They've got proof it's happening, and now Trump's going to go after them all. I mean, we saw the sleeper cell and what happened in Washington, D.C. a few days ago. A gunman terrorist from Afghanistan ambushed and shot 2 National Guard service people. And now I saw this morning, sadly enough, girl, really, 20 years old, Sarah Beckstrom, has died from being shot in the face by this terrorist. And Trump's putting the clamps on all Afghanis in the country, as well as closing the doors to any further immigration from Afghanistan. The Somalians are going back, and no Somalians are coming into the country either. Now, Ilhan Omar, the Somalian congresswoman who has declared her hate for America many times, married her brother to get into the country, faked her immigration status to get into the U.S., saying she was married to this guy. Her brother, it ended up being. And she's a bigamist because she's married somebody else. Got elected to Congress because of her Somalian people in Minnesota. They basically taken over Minneapolis. Now she's under the gun and running scared because Trump's coming to get her. Her message for Trump: he's a liar about the fraud. And when she's saying that, she's got a terrified look on her face. She says it's a lie about Somalians stealing money and sending it back to Somalia to aid the terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Yeah, there's tons of proof of money being sent back to Al-Shabaab. Nothing to dispute here. There's tons of proof. And there are already 74 people that have been charged with welfare fraud. and more on the way. One defendant, Abdi Aziz Farah, recently was sentenced to 28 years in prison. He got convicted with a group of other Somalis of stealing $50 million. That's taxpayer dollars. Has a brother named Sheikh that is now accused of helping him launder that money to Al Shabaab. Now, 25% of Somalia's GDP comes from remittances from people in the United States. The strategy is to go to America, get free housing, free healthcare, free schools, and money so they can afford to have lots of kids and get everything paid for. Send millions back to Somalia, i.e., Al Shabaab. Once they have enough of a percentage of the population, they have 5 or 6 kids per family, paid for by working Americans, of course, because the tax dollars are what are paying these people and giving them free everything. They take over the government positions and make the rules. And we see people like Omar running the show in Minnesota. It's all by design. And you know what? What's this have to do with? Why am I talking about this? Because the same thing is happening in Canada. Look to Toronto's Little Iran, Palestinian flag flying over City Hall, streets being closed down for prayer while loudspeakers call people to prayer. Complain or talk against it? Hell, even sing "Oh Canada" while they're praying? You get thrown in jail. You get arrested. That's how it works. I know it sounds crazy. It doesn't sound like it could be possible in Canada. Doesn't seem like it could be possible in the United States, but there's Dearborn, Hamtramck. There's all these different places that are being taken over. And it's by design. It's not by accident. By design. They have a plan. But Trump says he's going after her and all her friends. They're going back to Somalia. And, the biggest lie is Omar came over here from Somalia because her family was oppressed and she can't go back. But what really happened was her family was part of the tyrannical Somali government that was ejected from Somalia. They got overthrown and told to leave or else. Her family were Marxist Islamist oppressors who got defeated and had to flee the country. They're not refugees. They were criminals. So wait for this to develop. It's this happening. This Talib and all these other ones that are encouraging the military to stand down and ICE encouraging their gangs to fight with ICE and shoot National Guard and shoot ICE. They're all going down. Don't worry. So, last but not least, before I get out of here, we're going to talk about, because I'm leaving a little bit early, I think, today. When I'm finished, I'm finished. That's it. It's a good end to a long week. Because the last place I want to go over to is New York City, but after my last sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And Hamel Machine Company has been around since 1948. And what do? Well, they take care of industry. How? When anything breaks down, when they need a machine shop, they need anything machined. They need new parts either repaired or created. They go to Hamel Machine Shop. 3D printers, water jet cutters. They can reverse engineer any part. Why is it important? Because every minute that business is down, that industry is down because of machinery that isn't working, they're not making money. So it's ultra important to have Hamel Machine Shop get in there, fix it. But Hamel Machine has the technicians and the expertise to be able to not only fix it, they make it better. They innovate that part. They make it work better, and which means more production, which means more bottom line revenue. And that's the great thing about Hamel. They have the expertise to do that. Not to mention they can deal with you as a private citizen. If you need something machined, you need something milled, you need something made, fabricated, designed. They do it all. No problem. They do it all. They know how to do it. They can do it for you. They've done it for the wine industry, the food industry. They've done it for the agricultural product industry. They ship their innovations around the world. And they've been here since 1948, right here in Niagara Falls. Imagine that. Hamel Machine Company, hamelmachine.ca is where you go to check out their website. Go there today if you need something done. If you need help with a machine or something, give Hamel Machine Company a call. They will take care of you. hamelmachine.ca to see all the wonderful work they do. Support our sponsors. They support the show, and we thank them all very much as we move into December. Okay, last but not least, let's fly over to New York City, where Ma'am Dandy is starting to get ready to take over on January the 1st. He's going to be mayor. But unfortunately, the city is in complete criminal chaos. There's no Batman there to take care of stuff. Criminals are running, or should I say, ruining the city. And we have Ma'am Dandy who wants to defund the police and offer everything for free. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Now, Ma'am Dandy met with Trump, and Trump says he's going to send the National Guard to straighten the city out. And Ma'am Dandy has retained the services of the current police commissioner when he starts his term. So, he's looking like he's going to help the police. No, he wants to defund the police. He's made that clear many, many times. So if you think crime's bad now, wait till this lunatic gets a hold of it. This is Marxist. The problem is, it's so bad in New York City right now. And with Ma'am Dandy coming in, seasoned officers are quitting their jobs. They've had enough of Sanctuary City. Their catch and release programs, their efforts are futile when they're working, and the crooks never get sent to jail. They're back on the street laughing at them the next day. Sound familiar? Canada, Niagara Falls, Niagara Regional Police. Ma'am Dandy's plan to flood the streets and subways with social workers. That's right. While he defunds the police, he's going to hire social workers. And they're going to go into crime-ridden neighborhoods and have talks with these gangs and these foreign gangs and criminals, and they're going to be able to straighten everything out. Yep, 300 cops per month quit the force since October of last year. That's 3,668 policemen have quit, 10 a day, for the last year, as the population of New York City grows with illegals and gang members. All those illegals that live over the border, all going to New York City. More criminals in the city, less cops. That's not a winning formula, I'll tell you that right now. It's a recipe for disaster. You got to stay tuned for this one. New York City is going to get really ugly come 2026. Unless Trump steps in with the National Guard. Now, Tom Homan says he's flooding the city with ICE. Yeah, ICE agents they're going to go in and flood the city and take it over. And National Guard's going to come in as well. But this guy, Ma'am Dandy, is a socialist and a Marxist, and he believes rioting is a First Amendment right. They have the right to riot, start everything on fire. I think last week 11 police cars were just smashed to bits, windows smashed out and everything, right by a precinct there. Nobody could do anything. Nobody did anything. I mean, it's getting worse all the time. It's not getting better. And you know what? It's the same around here. We face the same situations. The turnstile of justice. These criminals get caught. They're back on the street the next day. And it's always the same people. The same people. We round up the usual suspects. It's a joke. And we're a sanctuary country, really, if you want to get down to it. There's more and more, I call them voters, but they're actually illegals coming into the country and everything else. Everybody calls you a racist and they deflect saying, what about this? But you know what the bottom line is that we need legal immigration to grow Canada. Legal. not refugees, not illegals, not the 1.5 million that are running around the country that have had their visas run out and they never went home or came here on student visas, 50,000 of them, and never attended one day of class. They just use these universities, these diploma mills to get into the country and then bring their family in. And they're there for free health care and everything else. And when they can't find jobs and don't have enough money, once they get cut off, then they start stealing. And you know what? The guy said Canada's the easiest touch. I read this yesterday. All he does is come here, and when everything they finally get rid of him, he goes home, gets another fake ID, comes back, pleads on that he's a refugee and he's going to get killed, and he comes over here and gets everything for free again. He's been doing it for 6 years. He's told everybody over where he comes from what an easy touch Canada is, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. But that's what he's doing. He said, "Why should I work? Why should I work? I get everything for free. Why work?" Anyway, that's about it. We'll see what happens over the weekend with Venezuela. I mean, the B 52s are flying, they're doing test runs, and there's an expectation that'll happen any day. Trump's going to go in there and clean up the cartels, get Maduro, take him out if he can. Lots going on down there. Gerald R. Ford and all the ships are down there just waiting. They've got the hot order. It's just a matter of when they're going to do it. So we're waiting for that on the weekend. We're going to finish off the month, November on the weekend. We get into December next week. My goodness, time flies. Time flies. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe. A little bit of snow, maybe. Not too much around here, so we should be okay. Don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamill Machine Company. They're great people. They're great corporate citizens, and they support Niagara Falls. Without a doubt. Oh, God bless you all. We'll see you on Monday at noon with Manic Monday, noon sharp. Promises made, promises kept. God bless you all. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. Come on, we're at 190 or something. Let's get 10 more subscribers. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 200. We're going to make it. Then I want to get to 500, 1,000. The more the merrier. This is a party. Your city, your voice. We'll see you later. Have a great weekend, everybody.